One of the category of, of malingering tests or exaggeration tests that I want to mention, and just briefly, are what are called the symptom validity testing test or instruments. And these instruments are designed in a different way than self-report instruments. These instruments are usually cognitive tests, where the idea is that you try to take a person that is not that doesn't have obviously cognitive impairment, obvious cognitive impairment. Take those people and look at their responses to these straightforward cognitive tests. And if they score below chance on these tests, then something must be going on. That they must be either not trying hard enough, or they're deliberately trying not to, are deliberately trying to look bad. And these tests are different than self-report tests in that it's not obvious what you're doing. Now, I like to use the Ray memory test, is the test that I use. It's 15 items where you ask in free recall fashion people to report 15 items. Now, most people can get 9 to 11 items, where if you give them a list of words, like on the Ray, and it's standardized, and they have norms about what you should be getting, what you should not be getting, in terms of the number of items. If people traditionally, or not traditionally, but consistently do not report that they can remember 9 out of the list of 15 words, and they do not have obvious cognitive impairment, then they're not trying hard enough, and or they're deliberately trying to fake. So that's the idea of the symptom validity testing tools, and there's a whole slew of them. I mentioned the Ray auditory memory test. There's also what's called the word memory test. And there's some construction tests that are also used sometimes in this category. And their advantages are that, first of all, they are not self-report. It's not obvious what you're trying to do. And so they add to results like from the MMPI and from the SIRS to give you an idea of whether the person is faking or not faking. So generally I would recommend, and I think the state of the art now is you get the SIRS, you look at the malingering or the validity assessment scales on the MPI, and then you give like 2 or 3 of the whole bag of the the non-self-report test. And in my opinion, they usually kind of all agree and point in the same direction. If a person is not telling the truth or exaggerating or malingering, you can make an opinion about that and give an opinion to the court. So with personal injury cases, that's a major thing. Are they faking? Are they telling the truth?